Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? So
Right.
to communicate with me, you can type in the chat box. So you can just type in the chat box so I can see it immediately. Okay, so good morning again. And let's give everyone a round of applause for coming today. So for a round of applause, you can just type 88888. This is our applause here. So thank you everyone for coming today. And today I'm your first speaker. I'm going to be talking about a very powerful topic, which is Elken's product, Laktoze S. Make your gut alive again. Okay, so my name is CHee Hee, just as Jazz mentioned, and I have a passion and interest in helping more people live healthier and happier lives. And I have full confidence and faith in Elken's MRT products, molecular reform therapy, because it has helped me and my family live healthy and happy lives. So I believe that I can help many people. So first of all, I'd like to thank Elken for all of these amazing products. And secondly, I'd like to thank my father for giving me this opportunity to share with everybody tonight about this product. So one question I'd like to ask all of you, let me look at the chat box for a moment. Have you guys pooped today? It might seem like a weird question, but if you have, you can just type 1, because this is a really important diagnosing procedure, regardless of the type of medical field you're in. Like even for traditional Chinese medicine or for Western medicine, when we learn diagnosis, we have to ask our patients, have you pooped today? What's your poop like? And even for babies, like parents, we check the baby's diapers and we check their poop to see whether they're healthy or not, or whether there's something wrong with their gut and so on. So it's really important that we assess whether we have poop today or tomorrow, because some of us, we might not even remember whether we have pooped a week ago or throughout this whole week, right? And studies have shown that detox is our topic today. So detox, does it actually work? Or let's see. So we have a lot of different books, the Clean Plate, Happy Gut, Green Smoothie, Smoothie Cleanse, 10-Day Detox Diet, and a lot of other different books, right? Alkaline Reset, Clean. It's all about one concept. Studies have shown, all of these studies, they have shown that detoxification is really powerful and it's proven to be useful. So what is detoxification? Some types of detoxification, they use diet, or some use fasting, or some even use recipes like this one, Zero Belly Cookbook, right? So what detoxification actually does is it removes the toxins from your body. And studies have shown that detoxification is proven to be useful, or else nobody will be talking about it, right? It's a trend. And even nowadays, people are talking about even mental kinds of detox, like social media detox, meditation, and so on. But there's people out there who don't know about this. See, we say that knowledge is power. Knowledge is really powerful, right? But a lot of people out there don't know the importance of detox. They don't know what detox can do to their body. And for some people, some of the people I've met, of course, they say that some of the reasons not to poop is, firstly, it's convenient, right? You can go out for a whole day and you don't have to worry about looking for a toilet or a restroom because you don't care. Like, it saves time. And because for some people, some of my friends, they might think that the toilet or the restroom outside, the public restroom, is dirty. And that's the reason why they choose not to poop, which is, I think it's not really correct. And what if I told you that detox can improve your skin condition, or it can make you prettier, or if it can get you slimmer, right? Then immediately people will start to be like, then how does this detox thing work? Okay, they'll immediately ask, how does this thing work? So nowadays, a lot of people think that taking tonic supplements like ginseng, healthy foods, high nutritious foods, but can you really absorb all of that into your body? Like, take, for instance, you have gummy C, okay? You have gummy C and you just take gummy C. Then how much vitamin C can your body actually absorb? Can you absorb 100% of the vitamin C? Sadly, it doesn't work that way. So imagine if so wouldn't it be a waste if your body can't absorb all of this nutrition that you're paying for, that you're paying to put into your body to make yourself healthier? What if your body can't absorb it in the first place? So the concept about detox is not just about what you take. It's not what you eat, not what you take, how much nutrition you put in your body. It's rather about whether it's rather about what's blocking your intestines from absorbing. So a US medical study here has shown out of 22,000 human autopsies, there's not a single healthy colon. There might be parasites, clumps of unexcreted stools, bad bacteria, worms, like for some people, even polyps or lumps that they have to conduct a surgery to remove. So it shows that a lot of people out there don't have healthy colons. And do you think you have a healthy colon? I'm sure, because our colon is 6 times our height. So imagine that if it's 6 times our height, there's a really high chance that food can get trapped in one of those corners and they can get stuck there, and it makes our colon unhealthy. And now, do you suffer from any of these signs? Let me ask you, have you experienced a time where you're stuck in the restroom for a long time, and because of diarrhea or food poisoning, and you can't come out? And especially when you're traveling, right? And then you suddenly have like food poisoning and you're stuck in the restroom in the hotel for a whole day because of that. It would ruin your whole travel experience, right? And for some people, they sit there for like 20 to 30 minutes, but nothing comes out. So this is pretty sad truth. And many people out there have these problems. And these are signals: diarrhea, constipation. Constipation means you can't poop. And inflammation, bloated stomach, hardened stools, abdominal discomfort, fatigue, weakness, stress, food craving, and dull skin complexion and weight gain. These are all signs that your intestines are unhealthy. Your colon is unhealthy. And why food craving, you might ask? It's because your abdomen, your intestines might be stuck with a lot of hardened stools on the walls of your intestines, and it might send signals to your brain that it's not absorbing enough nutrients. So you constantly have craving for food and you constantly want to eat more, but your body's not actually absorbing it. And people worldwide are actually suffering from intestinal disorders. Like in the UK, we have 182 people admitted to the hospital every single day because of constipation. And in Malaysia, 20 to 35 people suffer from constipation in silence. They don't tell you that they suffer from constipation. Some people think it's embarrassing. Why would you tell someone about this? But of course, some people, they reach a stage where they have to tell somebody, they have to tell a doctor, or else their problem might remain unsolved and everyone's worried about their own health. So that's why we're introducing Laktoze S today. And thirdly, in Malaysia, colorectal cancer is the second most deadly cancer. And regardless of women or men, all of us are threatened by colorectal cancer. And why? Here, there's a term called coprostasis. Copro means feces or poop or excretion. Stasis means it stops there. So these are residues in our colon. And a Japanese medical study actually reported that there's 3 to 5 kilograms of coprostasis stuck inside our colon, even for normal humans with normal regular bowel movement. So even in normal adults with perfectly functioning large intestines, perfectly functioning gastrointestinal system, this still happens. And this is what it looks like on the inside, okay? It's a little bit disgusting, but it's real. A lot of people out there are suffering from this problem. And what happens during coprostasis? What exactly happens? Firstly, the residues, the food that you eat, they get trapped in there on your intestinal walls, and they lodge themselves onto the intestinal walls. Now, what happens is that the toxins are reabsorbed into the body and then transported to the liver, where the detoxification happens. But then because the toxins are stuck inside our body, it gradually affects our liver functions, it lowers cell metabolism, and gradually leads to autotoxification. So from this, you can already tell how much harm coprostasis can cause to your body. And in an experiment, the toxin from a 3-day-old feces, so constipation means you can't poop for 3 days, right? So after 3 days, the toxins from a 3-day-old feces was injected into a mouse in one of these studies, and the mouse was immediately killed on the spot. So from this, you can already tell how poisonous our poop can be when it's stuck inside our body for more than 3 days. So what would happen if it stays within our body for months or weeks, right? And the longer these toxins, they stay inside your colon, the longer your colon lining is in contact with carcinogens. Now, what are carcinogens? Carcinogens are anything that can cause cancer, that has a potential to cause cancer. So when these toxins, they stay in our colon for too long, it's very likely, 1.8 times more likely for us to develop colorectal cancer. So it's really important for us to understand that prevention is always better than cure, as WHO puts it. And here I'd like to show you a video about why we have Lactose S today and the reason why we have Lactose S today. So this is a colonoscopy of cancer patients.
And has noted that there appears to be a strong connection between intestinal appearance and lifestyle-related diseases. This is a 38-year-old Japanese woman who has been suffering from chronic constipation for many years. Her diet consists heavily of a Western-type menu, including white bread, yogurt, cheese, fruits, and cake once a day. She consumes 3 to 4 cups of coffee and tea a day. There was insufficient daily intake of water. 35-year-old female with breast cancer. 6 months prior to this exam, she had a lumpectomy and radiation treatment. There are marked fecal retention in this picture. This patient has been suffering from prostatic CA, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. His diet consists of high protein, red meat, and dairy products every day. His colon shows narrowing and some diverticular disease and fecal retention in each segment.
Okay, so this was from... All right. Sorry, it jumped too fast. So this was from a Japanese medical study. So it's really disgusting, but this is actually how Lactose S was discovered. So there's this pharmacist in Japan, and he went to the hospital. He usually goes to the hospital, even though he's a pharmacist, he gets sick very often. So one day he went to the hospital and he saw these cancer patients, and he decided to conduct a study about these cancer patients to look inside their colon and see what it's actually like within the intestines of cancer patients. So he saw that inside the intestinal lining, there can be these stubborn stools stuck on the intestinal walls, and all of these are related to diet. Like he mentioned that they eat a lot of acidic foods, of cake or dairy products and so on, and they rarely drink water. So these two things are what we have to consider in our detoxification. So that's why we have Lactose S, because Lactose S helps clean off all of these intestinal stubborn stools. Now, so you saw what happened to cancer patients, right? So if we have constipation for a long period of time, or if we have diarrhea or suffer from any type of intestinal disorders for too long a period of time, then we would have an affected intestine. Now, how do we enjoy a healthy digestive system? Or how do we improve our intestinal health? So to do that, we have to cleanse away the toxic waste from our colon. That's why I'm going to be introducing Lactose S. What is it? What are the ingredients? And what can this product do for us? So I rarely have stomach problems, and I poop every single day. And I'm very blessed because of Lactose S, because I'm born in an Elken family and I've been raised having the privilege to have Elken products. So thank you, Elken, and thank you to my dad. And lactose is made of 3 main ingredients, and it has 3 functions. The first ingredient is dextrin. It helps clean our gut thoroughly. The second ingredient is Bifidobacterium longum. It helps create a balanced gut environment. And the third ingredient is lactose, which helps stimulate bowel movement. I'm going to talk about them one by one. Dextrin. Dextrin is a water-soluble fiber that can help us wash off the internal lining of the colon. Now, what happens is an unhealthy colon has an inner lining blocked by fats and stubborn stools. And what dextrin does is it's like a sponge that jumps in, and it can sweep and scrub away all of these stubborn stools and fats, just like that. And what happens afterwards is that because there's no longer any blockage, there's 0 blockage, so it allows for optimal nutrient absorption, okay? And whatever nutrient you take, there's gonna be a higher bioavailability. You can absorb more of it. If you take a gummy C, some vitamin C, you can absorb a higher percentage of what you actually take. And next, we have probiotics. Probiotics, basically we have Bifidobacterium longum. It's a proven strand of good bacteria. And what this bacteria does is that it can promote the growth of good bacteria and it can suppress the growth of bad bacteria. Now in unhealthy people, there's about 80% of bad bacteria and 20% of good bacteria inside their intestines. Now, in order to achieve a healthy intestine, we have to have 80% of good bacteria and 20% or less of bad bacteria. So this probiotic can help us achieve that balance. And what's unique about Bifidobacterium longum is that it has a probiotic encapsulated technology to ensure that it's protected, the bacteria is protected inside, and it can reach our gut alive and start colonization there. And because it has this probiotic encapsulated technology, it allows this probiotic to be acid resistant, so it can reach our intestines alive and have a higher survival rate. Okay. And thirdly, we have lactose, the last ingredient. And lactose, it removes toxins and stubborn stools by stimulating bowel movement and by expanding intestinal walls. Now, when the bacteria inside our intestines, because our intestines have bacteria, right? When they come in contact with lactose, what it does is that it breaks down and ferments lactose, and the fermentation produces carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide, it can help expand the intestinal walls, and the stubborn stools will naturally be expelled that way. Whoosh, and it's out. Okay. And our product, Laktoze S, is the only product in the market that uses this unique ingredient to stimulate bowel movement. So let's give Elken a round of applause for giving us such high quality products. Now, Laktoze S has two functions. It's swift and it's strong. Because a lot of people might wonder, right? What does the S stand for in Laktoze S? So it stands for swift and strong. Swift means it can swiftly replenish the gut bacteria, the good gut bacteria, and strong means it can strengthen our bowel movement to help us more effectively remove the stubborn stools. Now, based on a panel study, here are the proven results. Firstly, 90% of participants reported that their daily bowel movement was an average of 2 times per day. And 82% of participants no longer have to strain when passing motion. 90% of our participants have softer stools. 80% feel lighter and more energetic. 66% manage to empty their bowels. And after consumption, an average strong and swift bowel movement effect, you can feel it right away in 80 minutes. Like for me, like if I take it, I usually take it on weekends. So when I take it, I can feel like my intestines starting to move within me. Like, so that's what this is about. And as for the recommended consumption, we recommend that 1 sachet to be taken a day for the first 6 days. Okay, so this is a time where you try to rebalance your intestinal health. And after this 6-day period, we recommend for 1 sachet per week for maintenance of the intestinal health. And then we should consume it on an empty stomach because it can work more effectively. And to consume it, you just mix the powder with 250 milliliters of bio-pure water or just purified water or any type of fruit juice, and you can just drink it. And the really important part about this is that you have to drink at least 4 to 6 glasses of water every day, and you have to drink more water to ensure that it's more effective. And lastly, you have to avoid solid foods. Avoid solid foods for at least 4 hours before or after consumption. Now, to sum up, Laktoze S has 3 ingredients, right? We have dextrin, a water-soluble fiber. We have probiotics. Here we have Bifidobacterium longum and lactose. And 3 functions. First is sweeps the inner lining of our gut. That's what dextrin does. And stabilize. Probiotics can help stabilize our gut environment and strengthen our immunity. And lactose can help stimulate strong bowel movement. So one last point here. During this COVID-19 pandemic, why is Laktoze S so important? A lot of people are staying at home right now under lockdown, and they lack exercise, they're drinking insufficient water, and they're living very unregulated lifestyles. Some people sleep at 4 a.m. in the morning, some sleep at 12 a.m., And some people might even wake up at 12 p.m., like in the afternoon. So this really ruins the balance in our body and affects our intestinal health. So use this time to cleanse your colon, take care of your intestinal health. And as I said just now, prevention is always better than cure. So if you want to get your Laktoze S, contact your friend who brought you into this meeting. Stay healthy, stay safe. And that's it for my sharing today. Thank you everyone for listening. Jazz, back to you.